Be a cunt, all you want. But let's do the gig first, and then be a fucking dick. His argument is, I'm just being a dick all the time. Do you know what I mean? And repeat endlessly until fucking 2009.
So, did you get the call from Kanye West, Madonna, that dickhead who wears the big weasel helmet? You know the guy I'm talking about, for Tidal, their new streaming service.
I don't sell enough records for that shite. I didn't watch it live. I've been on tour, so someone said, "Oh, have you seen this fucking thing?" And then Alicia Keys is up there giving a speech which says like something out of the UN. You know what I mean? I just think this has got to be fucking bollocks. Nonsense. I'm not surprised nobody's fucking bothered with it.
I'm not going to get on and ask you loads of your celebrity mates questions or whatever, but I do have one, and I think it's pertinent to the. I think it's something that everyone wants to know. Who can drink the most, Morrissey, Bono, or Bobby Gillespie?
Bono.
Bono.
Hands down.
Thirsty guy, yeah.
Yeah, hands down. Fucking. Bobby don't drink. Morrissey's good fucking crack, man. He can drink. And doesn't really get drunk though, remains equally as vicious from the fucking minute you meet him till 7 hours later.
Nothing will temper him.
No, not in the slightest. I lighten up once I've had a drink.
Yeah.
Not Morrissey. No. But Bono is he's really, really fucking brilliant company. I mean, I've been drinking with him, and I've been leaving a bar at 6 in the morning, and he's on the bar singing opera, and he's got a fucking gig the following night to like 70,000 people, and I'm being escorted out like James Brown, you know, fucking pissed, and he's got a gig the next night to fucking. You know.
I'm starting to understand the sunglasses a little bit more now.
The sunglasses are good, man. Yeah, but he's good fun.
Do you wonder about how you're perceived in America? Because it's like really clear how people see you and have always seen you in this country. But do you know what do you think Americans think of Noel Gallagher?
Fuck knows. I don't know. I can tell you how they perceived Oasis. They fucking hated us over there for a long time. Particularly in the business itself. Rolling Stone hated us, MTV hated us, even our own record label fucking disowned us after about a year. They were used to dealing with corporate rock bands, you know what I mean, who turned up for shit. And I remember famously, me and our kid, they sent us to do the cover of Rolling Stone. After 40 minutes of them trying to get us to stand face to face on us, we weren't able to do it. We weren't able to look each other in the eye for more than 10 seconds. And in the end, we were just like, how long have we got here? Have you not got this shot yet? And they said, well, fucking, this is 8 hours, this photo shoot. I think Liam might have vomited and had a fucking mini stroke. 8 hours. And we were like, we're not staying here for fucking 8 hours. And they were like, it's an 8 hour shoot. And the woman from our record label was going, we have you for 8 hours. And when she said those words, I don't think it lasted 8 minutes after that. Just like, we just fucking walked out. Like, 8 hours on a photo shoot? Fuck off. You know, so you're not the Rolling Stones. You know, it's just a fucking shitty magazine. And then when Liam didn't turn up for the MTV Unplugged thing, then it rapidly fucking went downhill after that.
Do you ever listen to something like, say, like Wibbling Rivalry or whatever? Do you recognise yourself as the young man when you hear stuff like that?
Band is about the fucking music,
exactly.
Right? It's not about getting thrown off fucking ferries. Or about
I've not said that.
Yeah, why don't you go downstairs and smash the bar up and say you're the singer of Oasis?
Because I don't know what if I did. If I was going to go down and smash the bar up, I'd do it and there's nothing.
So why don't you go and make a scene
because
then?
I'm not in that. I'm not fucking. You know what I mean?
You're not.
Right, I'll be back in a minute, right?
Why don't you do a Keith Richards and throw the TV out the window?
The brawling and all that, as you'll probably be willing to accept, might have been blown out of all proportion by the sun and the mirror. Yeah, I recognise that guy. If I think back to it now, and I think I've heard it once. My argument is, be a cunt, all you want, but let's do the gig first, and then be a fucking dick. His argument is, I'm just being a dick all the time. Do you know what I mean? And repeat endlessly until fucking 2009. I remember countless gigs where, 3 songs in, he'd just pop his fucking headphones out and just get off. So you'd be doing a guitar solo and you get to the end of the song and you think, oh, it's not that mad for him just to disappear during the guitar solo and not sing the rest of the song. Yeah. He's obviously gone back to fix his sunglasses or something. And then you just go, where's Liam gone? Oh, he's got off. What do you mean he's got off? Got a sore throat. It's like, what a cunt, do you know what I mean? And you'd have to kind of go out and say in English to a load of perplexed Japanese people who were there kind of doing this. You'd say, okay, I know you don't understand what I'm fucking saying, but what's happened is the singers got off and they're like, okay, all right, you don't get it. Right, so I'm going to have to sing I'm going to have to sing the rest of the song. And then you start singing and they're all like, oh, I don't know, what the fuck's going on here? Where's the singer gone? But I could never forgive him for that, you know what I mean, ever.
I remember really, really clearly hearing the kind of single release version of Setting Sun, the song he did with Chemical Brothers for the first time. And not only did it blow me away, but when it got to #1, it was just like, this is the weirdest song that has ever been at #1.
Chris Evans refused to play it, which is such a fucking achievement.
Yeah, I would normally never agree with him about anything, but I remember I listened to that song on Magic Mushrooms once, and I was afraid of it for a few weeks afterwards as well.
You're the devil in me, I brought it from the cold. You said your body was young, but your mind was very old.
That was a crazy song. I mean, how did it come about?
We were at a festival somewhere and Tim Burgess had just done a tune with them, and I might have said to them words to the effect of, what's he doing singing your fucking tunes? I'll do one better than him. And the ball started rolling from there, and they sent me the drums with that thing that just went meow. That was it. And I was like, what the fucking am I supposed to do with that? But I have to say, it's one of the, I'm as proud of that as I am of anything that I wrote with Oasis or continue to write now. I did the vocal in 2 takes. They famously tell the story that I arrived in a black cab and said to the taxi driver, this is a waiting return, mate, this won't take long. And he sat outside for 20 minutes, I went in and did it, and I said, well, I'm going to get off now. And they were like, what, fucking hell, what? Is that not you just warming up? I said, no, that's it.
It's an interview with Noel Gallagher, and as naturally as day follows night, I'm contractually obliged to ask you, if the money was right and the schedules were clear and everyone was willing, would you get Tail Gunner back together for one last gig at the Camden Monarch?
I was never deemed adequate enough to actually do a gig with Tail Gunner. They got someone else in to do the shows. But I'll play with fucking Mark Coyle any day of the week. And the bass player on that record was the guy that played the guitar solos on my album, Paul Stacey. I'd do it if the money was right, yeah. It might take tens of pounds, though, to get me to do it.
And whilst we're playing kind of fantasy football, would you ever play in the fall?
In the fall? No. No. Have you read Mark E. Smith's book?
Oh, yeah.
He told 3 stories about me in that book which are blatantly untrue.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think I've met him once in my entire life, and there was these stories of me in a limousine in Manchester, and I was just thinking, I've never actually fucking met the guy. Do you know? I met him once in an hotel room in Los Angeles, and that was it. But being in the fall, no, I don't. Again, I wouldn't be deemed adequate enough to play in the fall, even though he is one of my heroes, Mark Smith. I fucking love him.
No, thanks very much.
Thank you very much, man.
Cheers.